the sound of trading. Morning all, afternoon all, evening. Brian, Diamond, David, Ratib, Whiplash. Yeah, just a bit. He's definitely arrived, hasn't he? In style, Mr. John Wick. Yeah. Buying. Yeah. I don't know what to make of that. Pound US dollar did a beautiful John Wick. So it shot up, took out everybody above the Asian levels, shot down, took everybody out down below the Asian levels, came back, and we're back where we started. I would be looking to short it out of here, but yeah, that was a whipsaw and a half, wasn't it? So the CPI figures came out as expected. Slight plus on the core CPIs, forcing the market, well, Deutsche Bank specifically, to say, they wouldn't rule out a hike in the ECB rates if they have not stabilized by Thursday. And the Fed swaps to now show a 0.25 basis point march in around 4 out of 5. So basically, yeah, back to a bullish US dollar. So, yeah. God, there's a lot of false information flying around at the moment, isn't there? But that's interesting. Deutsche Bank wouldn't rule out a brief halt in the ECB rate hike cycle if the markets have not stabilized by Thursday, meaning we will not get our 0.5% on Thursday. So, slightly worrying, isn't it? If the rates don't go up for the euro on Thursday, the euro is going to collapse. The market is fully priced in for 0.5%. So I don't hold out much hope for the euro on Thursday if we don't get that 0.5%. But there's so much noise at the moment. What do you believe? Anyway, we'll see what happens. Afternoon, Big Papa. Afternoon, everybody. Or good afternoon to you from the other side of the ocean. Yeah, definitely an afternoon. Afternoon, John. So pre-market, NASDAQ. Obviously, we've had a bit of a rise. The DAX this morning was a whippy nightmare, and then it decided to go crazy on the news. So we got that breakout. That's all we got this morning, and then it's decided to have a little bit of a push up. That's the area I was looking at, remember, this morning for a breakout, and then a breakout back up into that area there. So we're reaching 125 ADR for a short opportunity. So if we get back up to 125 ADR on the DAX, might be a short run. So difficult to tell, but a little bit upside on the NASDAQ maybe at the open. Don't know. It's nothing, is it? I'm glad it's nothing in a way, because we don't get any huge moves, but I was positioned very nicely to make some money out of the US dollar and not done anything. So anyway, afternoon is here. Afternoon, Neo. Great indecision from the market. Yeah. Afternoon, Virginia. Trouble with words. Right. So we'll see what happens at the open. We've got 4 minutes to the open. Your pre-market 15, if you're going to take the pre-market breakout, is there at the moment. Sorry, there. That candle, basically. We're an inside bar on that candle. So inside bar break is the pre-market 15 break so far. ADRs, all the yens, basically. So the yen basically has weakened dramatically today. Great if you've got any euro yen or any euro yen. I'm saying that because I've got a euro yen on. Great if you've got any yen trades on. US dollar only hit ADR because of that spike, but the rest of them are all pushed up very, very nicely. So the yen's weakened dramatically. Running into the news, we had a bit of a spike at the news, and now it's continuing back up again. So everything yen, which is beautiful. Keep going. Everything yen, yeah, very, very extended. So potential for mean reversions on all of these, obviously, but you need to see some signs of weakness. This ain't stopping. This market is in a absolute tizwas at the minute. For anybody not in the UK, it means a mess. Just in a mess, basically, at the minute. So you're going to get weird, wonderful, spiky, volatile movement, but trying to get on and off of it is very, very difficult at the present time. So Swiss franc, again, a little bit of weakness against the Aussie, against the CAD, a little bit of weakness, not a lot. Nothing much against the Euro, same zone, but pound, we've got a little bit of weakness as well. So the Swiss franc, they are starting to come out a little bit of that Swiss movement that we've had over the last few days as well. So it seems the safe havens are slowing or reversing. So anybody that was in any yen pairs on extensions, you are very much out or in profit, either one way or the other. Who was it this morning we were talking about? We were looking at the CAD yen, weren't we? Remember? And he said he was in 4 positions. Who was that? Who was that? Whoever was in this. So we were looking at it, they're in 4 positions, something like that. Yeah. You're out. Well, you're not out. You're at least back at break even, aren't you? Remember I said today, 125 was your break even, wasn't it? I think. There you are. You're in profit. 4 positions. Banks taking profit on the short. So yeah. Good movements, but it's all yen based. Everything that is extended on ADR at the moment is yen based. So I don't think this is a move. I think this is probably going to V-shape recover. Either way, though, you will get potentially a pushback down before you go back up. So there are opportunities, but you're going to struggle to get into these. It's going to be very hard to pick, I think, an entry into any of these as a short. They're all fairly tight at the moment, but it's after this, so it's difficult to tell what's going to happen. Just want to watch this pound US dollar. So my pound US dollar trade that you got on for me so kindly this morning, where we flipped a coin and said long or short, I didn't actually manage to make anything out of it. I had a break-even stop on the trade. I'll show you. I'm short on it at the moment. I tried to scalp it a little bit, but didn't really get anywhere. So I had a break-even stop. Yeah, so that was the entry we took. It pushed up nicely, got into $300 of profit. So just before the news, I broke even stop it. And that's where I got filled on my break even. Yeah, so there's the news. That's where they filled me on the break even stop. So when the news came out, they spread like that. So just a word of warning, slippage at news. This is why news trading is so difficult. That was where my exit was. It was break even plus 1 pip. That's where I actually got out, which cost me $100. Yeah, so be careful. This is why news trading is such a ridiculous occupation to try and pursue. It just does not work. It's good fun, but it doesn't work. So I'm short on pound US dollar. I'm anticipating a little bit of US dollar strength at the open. Open is on. We are long, which is great because that means US dollar weakness. So you're long on the opening range, the pre-market open. Look at this, nothing but green candles. Look. This is a whippy one today. It's very difficult to tell which way this is going. 54 people in here, 8 likes. Come on, press the button. Let's get the room full. Sounds like I missed an exciting London session. Yeah, it was a really long one again this morning. London session. How long was I on this morning? Live room, London. 3 hours, 35 minutes of fun you missed this morning, Brian. 3 hours and 35 minutes of me waffling on. So there's your opening range break to the high. Again, I couldn't. Oh, am I on that? No, got no margin. I ain't got no margin. Yeah, so a little bit of loss today, mainly because of that silly trade you made me take on the pound US dollar. It cost me money. Well, you didn't cost me money. The market cost me money. I should have banked it. This was sitting in $300 of profit. Up here. Actually, not up here. It was here. Look, this high. I was like, this is going to come off the high. I didn't take it, obviously, because I was going for the home run $1,900 win, which got me over the line on the evaluation. But hey, that's what this short is designed to do. This short is designed to bag me over $1,000. So let's see if we can get that in this afternoon. That would be nice. So pound is coming down against the US dollar. US dollar strength, I'd anticipate shorting on the indices at some point. Let's have a quick look. CAD GM 150 ADR still pushing on the ends. Let's have a look at the Dow. Okay, Dow's coming down. So we've got divergence on the indices. The fact that the US dollar is rallying, I would suspect that the NASDAQ is going to be a false breakout and we're probably going to flip short. We'll see what happens. Are you still in pound US dollar? No, I got stopped out. I just said, Christian, I got stopped out. There's my, look, here, that was the entry. We pushed up before the news. As the news was coming out, I moved stock to break even. And they triggered my break even stop for $150, $140 loss. Slippage. So you do get slippage on the fivers, just to be warned. You get slippage everywhere, to be fair. But that's kind of good though, because that tells me that these guys are actually running a proper brokerage with a proper liquidity pool. Because if this was a demo account, they wouldn't need to slip you, would they? They're slipping you because these are real market conditions, which tells me that the fivers actually fund you because you're trading real market conditions. They're giving you slippage. It's because there's no liquidity. They couldn't fill the order. So I've got two shorts on pound US dollar, so I'm just going for a home run. This is the danger with proper valuations. With me, I get bored. If I've been sitting in a proper valuation for a week and I'm not making any progress, I get bored and I just over leverage and go for the home run. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. It's $500 of risk on this, which isn't the end of the world. It's going to take me to $450 in drawdown, which still got loads of room and I. But okay, NAS is rejecting the opening range break to the high. I think as the Dow is coming down so hard, the likelihood is we'll probably get the repeat on the NASDAQ. S&P also struggling to go long. So I'd say this is NASDAQ is a breakout short, which is good. It means US dollar strength, which means this will come down. Sentiment EA. Bank $1,200 loss. This is normal to be banking loss during the day because it only closes positions out at end of day. So with this EA, what it does is it gradually builds a loss up during the day as it's scaling out of positions which is shooting against it. And then everything green at banks end of day. Normally end of day bank is bigger than that. It wasn't yesterday. That's the first time. So, but it's sitting in 10% of drawdown at the moment. Again, I don't think this is the right way to handle these trades. I think this needs some work, this CA. There's your 5-minute opening range break in. So if you're trading the 5-minute opening range break, divergence across all indices with the NASDAQ. Look. So shorts in there, potentially. I haven't got any margin at the moment on this account, so I can't actually trade anything. Because they've only given me 1 to 10. But there's all my pending orders. Look. Pending orders on the NASDAQ, can't trigger anything. No margin. What if we never get another pound US dollar on short? Let's give it a go. I doubt it will. No margin. Christian just joined. All right, okay. New Zealand dollar CAD buy limit hit thanks to Mr. Wick. Now I need a rocket to bring it to the moon. New Zealand dollar CAD. I'll have a look at the state of everything in a minute. Rushing up a little bit. Still no breakout in the 5-minute. So yeah, you just had a reversal at long followed by a reversal at short, obviously. So it's just sideways at the minute. Okay, we're breaking out the 5-minute opening range high. Oh, great. This is going to be one of those afternoons, isn't it? I'm going to break even average this position. I just don't trust it. So I'm just going to break even average. If the indices are pushing up, that means the US dollar's coming down, which means this is going to pull back up again. I'm not going to bank this. I'm going for a decent profit today. So just got to try and get a trade on without getting stopped out that I can actually get a run on. That was going to be the one. But I think if the indices push this afternoon, that's obviously going to stop out. So, and they are. CAD Swiss. Okay, so that's our first non-yen to hit ADR so far, CAD Swiss. So Canadian dollar strength. Swiss franc weakness as well. Aussie dollar yen 150 ADR. So the yen is still going. Swiss franc is weakening. So all the money coming back out of those safe havens back into the US dollar, hopefully. Doesn't look like it, does it? US dollar's pumping a little bit. CAD is actually stronger than the US dollar at the moment, look. Got very strong CAD. Very strong CAD. Why is the CAD popping? Interesting. Euro CAD ADR. So all these CADs are moving fast. Potential ADR reversals on all of these. So watch these CADs. I'm not quite sure why the CAD is pushing quite so hard without the US. I don't think that's going to trigger, is it? Nope. No liquidity. This is the problem, yeah, with these prop firms that give you 1 to 10 leverage. If you get a position on and you want to add to it, which you should do, if you're scalping, you should be adding to your winners always. I can't press the position, yeah? You get a position on, you press it, you add to it, you drive more revenue into it, it's working. You can't do it. You've got no margin. It's ridiculous. I don't know why they give you 1 to 10. I kind of understand why they do. They're trying to stop people over trading, but this isn't over trading. Adding to winners isn't over trading. I've got no risk on this. Look, zero risk. What they should be doing is completely freeing up all margin on this trade because there is zero risk. My stops are at break even. I cannot lose any of the margin that I've got attached to Pound US at the moment. So they should free that up. Let me put it back on again. Add it. And then I can move my stops back down. Just keep covering break even all the way down, but it won't let me. Really annoying. Anyway, nothing you can do. There's no profit target set for those. I thought it was closing trades out in profit during the day. No. So you're talking about the sentiment? No. So the way I've got the sentiment EA set up, I can't show you in here because it's not in here. It's on the VPS, but I've literally got it set up for end of day close at the moment, which I'm testing. This is all testing, so just trying to figure out. And obviously, when I've got the data in, then I can play around with it. There's a lot of volume coming through at the moment. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to switch to it. Got too many MT4s open at the moment on this VPS. I'll leave that there and see if it can switch over. But basically, yeah, all it's doing is end of day close. So it gets to 10:30 on the chart, somewhere there. And if it basically runs a script, say, if you are in profit on this instrument, shut it. If not, don't. And then obviously on the next hour, it goes, is the sentiment still lined in that direction? If so, get in again. So it's literally just in and out at end of day. If you see all these closed positions that are non-drawdown control, like that one there, yeah, everything closes at 22:30, 22:30, 22:30, 22:30. So it closes everything at 22:30. So it's basically trading the daily candlestick. So the idea is we're trading the daily chart. If sentiment is, in this case, so sentiment is long, so we go short. So it gets in, waits until the end of the day. Are we in profit? Yeah, close. If not, what we're doing the next day, add another position. Wait, are we in profit? Close. Yeah, so it's first profitable close. The strategy is one of not Al Brooks, one of Larry Williams's exit strategies. FPC, first profitable close. New Zealand, Swiss, Aussie Swiss. There's a lot of movement going on off the back of this CPI. Now the market's open. Indices are going long. Got it. Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's holding up. It's holding up. Pound US dollar is holding up. We like it. God, if these indices reverse, this thing is coming down like a house of cards, this pound US dollar, because it means all the strength is going to run into the US, which is going to drive this back down. Might be able to get that on then. I've got 2 more stops. Look, got 2 more positions I want to get on this. One under the low here, which is basically down here. And the assumption is we're going to break that level. And as soon as we break the low formed by the news, add another one, and then get a flurry back out the bottom. And target on the pound US dollar is down basically at these lows, which is ADR. So I don't see any reason why we shouldn't get an ADR drop on this afternoon. I won't take it that far though, because I will have passed the evaluation. So I'll just move those down a little bit. So what's that? 7. Actually, I need to be down here somewhere. So that passes the evaluation basically down there. Assuming I can get these 2 on. Actually, well, no, it's just on these 2. So we'll see if we can get some more volume on. But come on, US dollar, let's go. So that the Dow has rejected the highs. We should have tick strike on, shouldn't we? So we can hear what the hell's going on. I'll have to refresh. I do need to refresh. John, if it closes out at 22.30, won't the spreads at the brokers be wide? No, 22.30 is way before end of day. So end of day is 23.55. So I'm closing out at 22.30. I close out here. That's end of day. So I'm closing out an hour before market close, and it will only take trades an hour after market open. So it misses this whole spready, nasty, choppy bit that we don't want. So it closes them here. Basically, it closes just before the close of New York, really. The proper close of New York. Okay, Dow, we're sitting inside. So there's your 15-minute opening range. So we're still running high. So pre-market opening range breakout, you are well in profit. Those are the trades. Let's keep make it up. Look, those are the. I've got the pending order sitting there. Look. Yeah. Oh, their sell stops are sitting there. The buy stops were there. They would have triggered if I'd have had the leverage, but I didn't. So it wouldn't let me take those trades. So I missed out on all that. Lovely 1.5%. So what would I have made? 250, 5, $750 ish. Just because I didn't have any margin. This is why you use my Forex funds, because these guys don't give you any margin. Can't make money if I can't have margin. See if we can get this one. Here come the sellers, buyers rather. I want the sellers to come in. I don't want the buyers. Right, so ADR reversals, obviously there's a load of those. Oh, look, we've got a weekly. CAD yen. Where on Monday? Yeah, okay, so CAD yen has just hit its weekly range at 175 ADR. So there we go. There's it's a really messy one, but there is your V-shaped recovery. Yeah, into safe haven, back out again. SVB is the end of the world. Oh no, it's not. So from where we are now, is it business as usual? So this is where the whole debacle started, and now we're back to where we were. So looks like a good ADR reversal to me. Hourly RSI extension. So drop down, wait for an M5 reversal. That's fair old way away at the moment. So hopefully what we get is a little tap up, that sort of pattern, get a tight reversal alert, and potentially play it back down into one of these levels down here. So a lot of buyers coming in at the moment. Wrong one. Oh, can't operate my MT4 this afternoon. Okay, Dow's trying to get back out the highs again. Nasdaq's taken the 15-minute opening range high. This is still holding up very nicely. Both Robo Forex accounts lost connection then. That's not good. Let's just rescan the servers. Anybody got any pairs they want to have a look at? Let me know. I'm going to cover the RSIs. So these are pretty much the same as we looked at this morning. 4-hour RSIs are Aussie New Zealand. That's starting to play out nicely. So that was one we looked at with a reversal alert during London. CAD Swiss. Again, we looked at this one. Nice 4-hour extension. Has been though. CAD Swiss 125 ADR. So CAD, all these ones that we said, you know, this is lovely. Looks like it's starting to go sideways. That's obviously off now. So if you've taken that one this morning, you probably would have been in this one way before this morning. But if you're in it, brilliant. Pound Swiss dropping hard. Pushing hard on the Swiss franc weakness. Pound CAD coming down. Pound odd coming down. Pound US hovering now. CAD Yen 175 ADR. Euro Swiss 4-hour RSI. So there's your RSI extension. We got below the 20. So the entry you would have been either, here comes the sellers. You'd have been in from there, and then you'd have scaled in on the way down. You're on your way to the exit now. Depending on whether you're using a 1.3 lot multiplier, if you're using the EA, or whether you're using a standard lot multiplier, 1.3, you'll definitely be out with a good couple of % profit by now. If you're using standard, you're probably back at break even on the trade now. Euro Swiss, Euro Pound extended. So this one's still coming back down again. I'm not sure what to make of this pound news. They're really spooking the market with these estimates they keep coming out at. You know, I'm not sure Deutsche Bank should really be saying things like that ahead of the rate announcement. I don't know. I don't think that is going to happen, but it certainly seems to be spooking the euro at the minute. So be a little careful with the euro. This is a long, fundamentally. It's actually fairly range bound, but longer. So this is a nice mean reversion down here. It looked like it was working this morning, but obviously now we've got a little bit of weakness coming into the euro. But if you're in it, you're already in it from Asia anyway. So that, you know, you could have got out really with half an ADR by the time we pull back. Lots of selling coming in. So hopefully that'll be driving this down. Nothing's going the same way as, look, this is, now it's pushing up. That doesn't make sense. If the indices is coming down, this should be coming down. Nothing makes sense. So we're reversing off of the 15-minute at the moment. Why is that spread so massive? Look at that. Jeez, do you see that? That spread was 13 pips on the Nasdaq. Wow. Something's going on. Something's going on. I haven't seen that before. 13 pip spread. So we might be in for a big afternoon again. Yeah, euro pound. Be careful with this one. I do like it long. It's definitely a long. If you look at the fundamentals on it, I say it's definitely a long. Oops. It is range bound officially, but from a COT perspective, it's still a long. The pound is weak. The euro is stronger. We've got retail sentiment long at the moment, which means we've got a short bias. But overall, I like it. Prefer it as a long. Pound CAD, good short. So that's coming down nicely at the moment. So there's your 4-hour RSI extension. So we did start getting extended here. So potentially you wouldn't have actually got in until there, because that's when we actually got the reverse alerts up there. So your first entry would have been there. You probably would have taken a second. You're well in profit on that now if you took the pound CAD. Pound US dollar. That one's been extended for a bit. Still pushing at the moment. It's coming down now. So this is a lovely short. I'm obviously in. It's a lovely short at the moment. I'm in it. This has just taken this level. We've pushed straight up through it, started to reverse. They've enticed all the short players in. Everybody's put their stops above the high. They've come and grabbed the stops during CPI, and now they're running with the money. So right, pound US dollar. Yeah. So short. There is a long sentiment for retail at the moment because they are all currently short on it as well. So obviously they have just done that run today. So retail is short. Liquidity is all up at the highs. They've just taken out the Asian highs during the news. So there's still going to be liquidity sitting up here. So it's whether or not they're going to actually get this move on. We've got to break these lows. If we do break those lows, then obviously I would add, but we're stuck right now. US dollar Swiss is the other one. We looked at this morning. That's like a rocket. So there was your 4-hour RSI extension below the 80 level, below the 20 level rather there. So we got nicely extended. Obviously this is squeezed. The Swiss franc has been in a squeeze. So potentially we're looking at a V-shaped recovery on this one as well. Pull back up into that high. We have got this level as well to watch out for here. Yeah. So that level there is a good resistance. And that is also a propulsion gap. So this is the propulsion gap that broke the low. So that is one that's very important. That is more than likely going to get tested. This one is a propulsion gap on the way. It did break this low, but it's not an accumulation drop. It's just a propulsion move. So I would look at this level as being sort of a minor support with a bounce and then push up into there. Assuming we get continued US and assuming they continue to pile out of the Swiss. Obviously, if we get any more news about banks going bankrupt, that is going to change and that Swiss franc's going to power up. So if you are in any squeezes on these Swissies, just try and get out, break even, take small losses on them if you need to. But we are in a bit of a turbulent time at the minute. The market is spooked to death about everything. So President of Azerbaijan via translator. I want long-term contracts for gas. Why do they have to put via translator? We don't need to know how it was told to us. Bank of England to give evidence on SVB UK and UK to the UK Parliament Committee. That's nothing to worry about. So that is all of your RSIs. That's all we've got RSI-wise. ADRs, obviously, loads of those still playing out. CAD yen, the big one at the moment. But all these are playing out in line with where we thought it was going. Bitcoin is strong, is it? Oh, yeah, look at that. 225 ADR. Boing. That's half of an A-shaped recovery. Okay, just starting to pull back, just seeing if they've basically just filled that propulsion gap there. So there's a wick test on that high. Oh, geez, look at that. Look. Look at that spread. What is going on? Is anybody else seeing this? Is this the same on all brokers at the moment? Yeah, it is. Fixed. Look, the ask's getting fixed. Wow, that's weird. I've not seen that before. It's weird. Something weird going on with the liquidity at the moment today. I don't know what that is. US dollar CAD ADR. So where we are, I just need to check my Forex funds account. Last stuff is 7. 6. Yeah, I got that pound US dollar short running on the other account as well. Right, so that's all that covered. We'll have a look at the ADRs as we go through the afternoon. Gold. Why is it? Everybody. I don't trade gold. Why is it everybody in here only ever wants to go and see gold? Satan's flip-flop, gonna blow. Go on then. I've got a John Wick for that. There you go. There's John Wick blowing a pipe. What I actually asked OpenAI for was John Wick blowing an account. What it gave me was John Wick blowing smoke out of a pipe, actually out of his nostrils. Bitcoin, gold, sorry, right. Yeah, so gold, obviously, we are still undecided as to whether or not this is strong or weak for the US dollar. At the moment, what it seems to have done is cemented a 0.25 increase on the Fed fund rate for next Wednesday. So you would speculate that that is going to be strong US dollar, which means you want to be shorting gold. This is what we looked at this morning. This is where I would look to short gold out of this area here. So this is basically this zone, if you like. Yeah. So these lows, that high, these lows, this is the zone where I would expect to see selling start. If the SVB thing is just a knee-jerk reaction, we'll undo that. We'll go back the other way. So yeah, shorts on gold, basically. Good selling coming in. Still got no margin. I might close out Euro Yen. It's only 0.2%. But we are a 125 ADR, and that will free up some margin. 111. Really? 107 to 111. All right, that doesn't free up much, does it? I've got no other size on anything, so there's nothing I can do, is there? Oh well, let's leave it. Right, SVB needs a prop division to mitigate the loss. Wait, that's the Fed, yeah. What SVB needs to do is sit down and go, why did we put all of our money into mortgages when the interest rates were going up? Hang on a minute, we're stupid. The Fed has been saying nothing but interest rates are going to rise, interest rates are going to rise, interest rates are going to rise. I know, let's put our money into the only market that will fail if interest rates rise. Mortgages. Pound yen, David. Right, so we got longs on the pound, long moves on the pound yen at the moment up into ADR. All the ends basically are pretty much a long bias. Pound yen is a range bound because we've got very really zero COT and very little retail. So it's all on the fundamentals. The fundamentals for the pound are stronger than the yen, but that's only because interest rates. So this one I would say is proper range bound, and you should be able to really take this in any direction. As you can see, I've got some trades on in both directions on this. So we're not extended on the 4-hour yet. Hourly, we are. So we're coming up into a really nice support area on this one. So somewhere up here at 150 ADR is where I'd sort of look for potential shorts. Failing that, we've got this propulsion gap up here, which we haven't tested yet. So it's difficult to tell whether or not we're going to get any more yen strength coming through. But as I say, that this is, like I was saying this morning, and I've been saying for the last couple of days, this is a V-shaped recovery off the back of the SVB issue. So run into the safe haven, run back out again. We're back to where we were pretty much. And where we were was trying to break this high. So it's whether or not they got enough legs. I don't think they're going to get up there today. That's 225 ADR. I don't know. It's impossible to tell with this market in the minute. It's crazy. But I would be looking for shorts initially on this 1-hour RSI extension. The pound, as you can see, is just not very strong. So, we get another one of those. This is a massive propulsion gap, which we're in at the moment. So I would really be looking for shorts on it, and it's extended on the RSI, it's extended on the ADR. Short it. Failing that, add a short there and get out. Same with all these yens at the minute. Okay, this does look like it wants to go long. Got a big bullish candle there. These indices are going the wrong way for this trade. I'm toying with the idea of jumping ship. Tell you what I'll do. I'm going to trail it. So lock in the profit in basically, and we'll just, this is the trailer now here, you can see. So I'm just going to trail as we go. I'm not going to get that triggered because I haven't got any margin. So I'm going to assume that the NASDAQ is going to fail up at these highs. We're running into potential areas where we're going to start to see these indices drop. So I'm hoping that we're just going to, after rallying, find a selling spree, which will drive the US up, which will drive this one down faster. So I'm just hoping we're going to get a strong push. But if we don't get that and the indices carry on driving, I'm just going to take whatever it gives me, which is probably going to be about 0.8%, 1%. But that will chip away at some of this loss from today anyway. So Aussie dollar, US dollar. So Aussie US, it's a big sell at the moment. COT is short, retail is long, so we want to be shorting it, and fundamentals are on side. So Aussie US is the biggest sell of the lot at the minute. Again, this is all going to be dependent on what the market makes of the CPI figures, but at the moment it doesn't really seem to be longing or shorting it. So RSI on the 4-hour isn't extended, so we are kind of just grinding up at the moment. You've had a reverse alert and a retest long, so structure's long, but you're running straight up into resistance. We looked at this one this morning. So what we're doing is basically running up into this area. We've screamed into it. Sellers have stepped back in. Yeah, we're trying to push again up into this level. So as you can see, it's not quite got back to test it again yet, but potentially what we're looking at is that type of movement back down to continue the trend. So I would be looking more for shorts than longs. Obviously, the bias on it is, this is the strong, I think it is the strongest sell at the minute, apart from the Aussie New Zealand, from a fundamental perspective. So, yeah, sells in, second entry somewhere up there, maybe probably before that. And then you've got the 24.72 coming down on top, which will drive price back down again if it's going to continue to trend. Target obviously below the lows somewhere, because we're expecting to keep market structure short. So break that low somewhere down here. Hourly, not extended. It's not had any strong pushes. It's been very up, down, up, down. So it's a bit difficult really to get into, but just short it on any reverse alerts you see really. That one there this morning in Asia. This is a retest at the moment of this one. Sentiment is saying to short it. Here come the sellers, finally. Okay, so we're getting some sell orders. Double top. They're selling that double top at the minute. Let's see if we can get a move down from here. This is going the completely opposite way to what you would expect it to today. I'm going to get stopped out on this with 0.8, 0.75 something. It's probably going to test that propulsion gap. We'll see. I had to watch the John Wick movies after I saw the first showing of that picture. Mr. Wick. He's very thoughtful, isn't he? Non-farm payroll. Non-farm payroll. Okay, sellers coming in still on the indices. Darasimi Bakula. No idea what that means. I probably just swore. Millind, welcome to the stream. Sorry, I missed you 15 minutes ago. Okay, so a lot of sellers starting to come in. We're seeing a lot of rejection up at the highs. I would trade this short if I could, but I can't because the account that I'm trading on hasn't got any margin. I have got pending orders sitting at the lows on the NASDAQ, but I can't get into it. Mr. Original, so what would be a good target price on gold for the end of the week if dollar continues to strengthen? It depends how long it takes to get there. So ADR on this is 225, right? So let's say, for example, we get 2 strong days on the US. We've got the PMI figures tomorrow. PPI figures tomorrow. So PMI figures are coming out and retail sales are coming out. We've got Fed and unemployment. They would need to be positives, obviously, and then we got Michigan on Friday. So if we do get into gold short, it depends how fast and how hard it goes, obviously. But this area here And this area here, obviously, are previous highs that were tested, which form, funnily enough, that propulsion gap. So that's what I would look to target, which is 225 ADR, which is, from where we are now, 520 pips down, which is 2 ADR. So if this continues to push down for the next 3 days, you're looking for 2 ADR of movement back down into there. That propulsion gap is still untested. However, this is all assuming we don't come up and test the FOMC move. So it's either that or it's that. Really depends which way the market takes the US dollar. And obviously at the moment, if you look at the euro US dollar, which is the inverse of the Dixie. Yeah, so if you want to know what the US dollar index is doing, just look at the euro US dollar and flip it on its head. At the moment, the US dollar is doing nothing. We opened there, we are there. Yeah, it's just not going anywhere at the minute. So there's no real clues as after CPI as to whether the market's going long or short, is there? So you would expect gold to do exactly the same, which it is, you know. So we've had a reversal alert, which means that it's more bearish than bullish. The structure's broken to the downside, but we've had no follow through, have we? There's no movement. So at the minute, you're not going anywhere or doing anything. Oh, look at that. Talk about miss my stop loss. I can't zoom in any more than that, but you've missed that stop loss by 1 point, 0.1 pipette. I'll take that. If that now slams short and goes for 5%, I'll take that. Sometimes Mr. Wick is on your side, isn't he? Sure. Half of trading is luck. You're looking at it right there. Have you seen the MFF latest trader stats for February? Pretty interesting. I have not. Let's have a look. I'm always interested in the latest trader stats for February. Or latest trader stats full stop. Let's just go to the blog. Okay, we currently have 37,000 active live funded accounts from evaluations. The split between MT4 and MT5 is 61-39. Interesting. We paid over 14 million in February. The pass rate for phase 1 across all evaluations was 19%. The pass rate for phase 2 across all evaluations was 42.18%. So slightly deceiving. That is 42% of 19%, because you can't get to phase 2 unless you pass phase 1. So less than half of the people, so 20% of people pass phase 1, less than half of them, so 1 in 10 evaluations is a pass. Yeah, which is what I say. Yeah, take 10 evaluations, you will pass 1 to 2 evaluations. That is the statistic. Doesn't matter if you're a good trader or a bad trader or what. The statistics will be, you will not pass that many. Of those that passed and reached a live account but failed their account before the first payout, the majority had at least one trade in the US 30. Oh, come on, what a useless statistic. The most profitable pair for February was Euro US dollar. The least profitable was the US 30. Why is that, do you think? Scalping. The second least profitable pair was NAS. Why do you think that is? Scalping. Yeah? How would you pass evaluations? Scalping. Luck. The third least profitable was the DAX. Scalping. The majority payouts was over 20k, traded only Forex and metals. There you go. So they're trading gold and FX. Average notional volume, blah, 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 blah. Important traits. Gold traders tend to make more profits when the market is slower, but not dead. God, this is stating the bleeding obvious, isn't it? So we don't make money when it's flatlining. We don't make money when it's going like that because it whipsaws, but we make money when market conditions are normal. Thanks, my Forex funds. Asia-Europe crossover is the most profitable period, London Open. Forex traders make more profit when they hold trades for longer than 6 hours. H1 time frame. There is a long-term profitable trader. There is no long-term profitable trader in my Forex fund database that trades news announcements. There you go. Don't trade the news. You heard it here first. So I'm just watching what's going on with this US dollar trade. So yeah, don't trade the news. Most users who see success on one news announcement lose their account on the second one. 50-50. Yeah, news. Just don't do news. What I did earlier. Yeah, look at what happened to me. What I did earlier. That is why. You just get spread and chopped to crap. That's what news is. Trade after the news. We've got a positive news announcement. Let them get this crap out of the way and then get in the direction you're expecting the market to go. That's what I'm doing there. Traders with the highest payouts. More users trading CFDs are all in with their daily equity balance rule than not, with a win ratio of 9-1. More users trading CFDs are all in with their daily equity balance rules than not. I don't understand what that means. The traders with the highest payouts have the least trades on average, hourly and 4-hourly traders. Swinging. On the traders who have been paid out over 20,000 in February, only 20% of them did not have a stop loss. There you go. Can't do this without a stop loss. Just can't. It's too difficult. Of that 20%, 95% of them closed loss trades quickly. Yeah. Of the 80% who had stop losses, 99% of them had trades closed in loss before their stop loss was hit. Users who trade pound yen tend to give back their profits to the market within 5 trades. Okay, let me just put this out there. Who do you think is those people? Who on YouTube trades nothing but the pound yen? Users who trade exclusively pound yen tend to give back their profits to the market within 5 trades. Who are they following? Come on, there's 116 people in here. Some of you know who that is. Don't copy trade. You will not make money copy trading. Learn to trade. The more exotic pair, the more likely traders to lose. Yeah, traders open their trades using... Traders still open trades during rollover. What? Traders still open trades during rollover? Oh, I see. Right. So what traders are trading the swap, basically. Yeah. Asians. No, that's right. Jarman's got it. They're trading Raja Banks. So these people are following Raja Banks. He only trades that and he loses a lot. I've seen it. So yeah, not massive amounts of good statistics in there, but just gives you an inkling. Yeah. 1 in 10 people will pass an evaluation. Of those 1 in 10, the statistics are around about 85% of those 1 in 10 will lose their funded account before their first payout. The ones that get their first payout will usually lose it by the end of that month. Less than 1% of traders, 1 in 100, will hold their funded account for more than 1 month. Yeah, these are published. There's lots of other. These aren't as good as the other ones. We've had better statistics out of them than that. Trading tips. Let's teach you how to trade the flag pattern, which fails most of the time. Why? Because it gets us more evaluations. God, I'm a pessimist. Anyway, there you go. We're really struggling on the Nasdaq to get any further today. Euro Swiss ADR. Again, should be trading that long, really. So maybe not me and revert it. On example, only on a 100k account, your limit is 5k daily loss. Yeah. Thank you for your suggestions as to how I manage my CAD yen trade. Doing well now. Tim, that was you, wasn't it? I was talking about you before you got here, I think. So yeah, I was saying your CAD yen, we were talking about you this morning. I can't remember what your average was, but you're up there now, aren't you? Hopefully either out in profit, have done some drawdown control or something, but trust in the V-shaped recovery. Ah, a load of buying coming in. Oh, look, we're not in extreme fear anymore. We're in fear. That's good news. Come on. I'm going to stop out on this one. I'll get back in later. So Nasdaq's out the highs now. You can hear the buyers coming in. Coco Chaco, what are you watching the most? Everything. This is why I have dashboards. I watch everything. I know everything. I am the all-seeing eye. CAD yen and Swiss yen are both extended on the hourly, on the RSIs. Good mean reversion opportunities. So Tim, if you're not out of this, 175 ADR, you've had nothing but strength really for the last 3 hours. That should really be your sign to say, right, we're probably going to start running out of steam now. So you either want to take profit on something, do some drawdown control, or exit the position in full. We're likely to either accumulate or pull back from here. And then obviously we're either going to go up or down. They're trading Raja banks, yeah. You got a statistic of Raja banks? No, he doesn't publish any statistics, does he? I see him win a lot. I see him lose a lot. He trades, yeah, I see him win a lot and I see him lose a lot. You know, it's just everybody wins and loses a lot, don't they? But what I actually do see him doing is pumping his own firm constantly. So I see him selling his courses a lot and I see him selling his brokerage a lot. Yeah. He runs a brokerage. The people in this market that make the most money are brokers. Yeah. He's a very clever broker. There's not many brokers that go out and show you how to make money in the markets and then get you on board their brokerages. Because what he does is every time you press a button and follow him, he makes money. Every time you press a button, the swap is his, the commission is his, and your losses are his. It's a very, very, very clever way of making money. There's not many brokers doing it. Still pumping. Not getting very far though, are we? NAS is running up into the highs at the minute. Oh, come on. Still in it. It's worried about this propulsion gap, but still hanging in there. If I can get a pop below that low, that thing's basically in the bag today. Got loads of room down to ADR for a rally on the US, but who knows? Big sir, suppose you're in profit 10k in one session and carry the balance over. If there is a retracement of 7k against you, you fail. No, so your losses are realized losses. If you're in profit on 10k and carry the balance over and then there's a retracement of 7k, you're an idiot. Sorry, but if you've got 10k and open profit on a 100k account, you are shutting it and going to the bank and paying your mortgage off for 3 months. Or it depends how big your mortgage is, 10 months, maybe a year. You're not going to hold it overnight, are you? It's realized profit or drawdown from your maximum in your open balance. But yeah, you wouldn't hold 10k overnight. Took a short on the pound US dollar last night, Pacific Standard with a trailing stop. I'm stilling the trade 8 hours later. That's good. Here comes some sellers. So hopefully we're going to start to get a little bit of bullish movement in the US now. We don't seem to be. Every time we get a sell come through, we're not getting any bulls entering the US. We're really, really struggling to get any new highs here. The Dow's struggling as well, if you look. Oh no, Dow's just had a bit of a rally. So if you look at the progress we've made here, there's the open, look, 1330, that big down candle. So since the open, we've literally done 35 points on the Dow. Yeah, quarter of an ADR is 129. Sorry, 256. Sorry, yeah, no, we've done 51, 512. What? Yeah, sorry, 50 points. It's 500 points. So we've done nothing, basically. We've just not moved anywhere, have we? Is what I was trying to say. Whereas the NASDAQ pre-market from the open, we've done a serious movement. We've done over a quarter of an ADR to the upside. The Dow is just being held back at the moment by sellers, not able to make any progress. So new highs on the NASDAQ. The Dow's just getting held down. Kind of indicates there's potential strength in the US there, which kind of shows here as well, doesn't it? But doesn't seem to be able to get any movement. That CPI figure's really not had any impact so far today. Any opinion on CTI? CTI are brilliant, David. I used to trade with CTI, and Daniel Martin, who owns CTI, is a very good trader, very experienced. They're a very good prop firm with very good rules, but their rules are designed for long-term swing traders. So minimum 30 days, although they have changed their offering rate lately. So they have changed their... The thing I've kind of gone off them a little bit because they've gone very much into selling education. So there's a lot of this Forex education, bank level trading, STT, which is symmetrical triangle patterns, corrective strategy. And they've got software and EAs that they're selling. So they've kind of diversified, which has kind of devalued them a little bit, I think, because all of their bank level trading, smart money concepts, basically they're going into smart money concepts in a big way. We know that SMC traders don't make a lot of money. So do you want to be educated by a prop firm that teaches you a strategy that tends to fail? I don't know. I'm not sure, but they're pretty good. CTI have been around quite a long time, and they're a very legitimate company. It's rallying again. He's a snake oil salesman, Stuart says. Is that Raja? He's not selling snake oil. He's just, you know, he runs a broker, doesn't he? So he's you can't take his advice impartially because he has his sole purpose is to get you on board with your money in his brokerage so he can take some of it. Rightly so. That's what brokers do. Their job is to execute orders for you in the market, and for that they take a commission and a spread. That's their payment. So he's not doing anything wrong. He's just very creative for the way it does it, which is good. Just beware the snake oil salesman that trades $1 million account live online. I say this. You've got me saying it now. I didn't mean to say that. Just beware the trader that trades a $1 million account online and is in and out of a trade within 30 seconds. And the statistics we have just read clearly state people following Raja banks or people trading. No, they're not following Raja banks. They're trading pound yen, give all their profit back. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't care. I don't follow other people, do I? I mean, do what you like. Watch what you like. I don't care. Just the videos where he posts things like I made 50,000 in one trade, etc. Yeah, it's all it's the Lamborghini crowd, isn't it? It's all the Lamborghini crowd. He was a salesman. Well, there you go then. If he was a salesman, I was a salesman. To be fair, in a past life, 20 odd years ago, I didn't do it anymore because I wasn't very good. What trades am I currently in? I'm in lots of trades on different accounts, but on this one, I am short pound US is my main trade at the moment. I've got some others on. Everything's kind of flip-flopping around at the minute. I would also be in the NASDAQ, but leverage wouldn't let me. Jesus, look at the spread on that. Okay, I'm out of that. That thing just spread massively as well. There's some very weird spreads going on today. There's very weird liquidity in the market. I've not seen this NASDAQ spread that wide as we did earlier, and that pound US dollar just spread massively as well. That was trading up there and down there at the same time, which has obviously just got me out of that. So I've actually got some margin to play with now. Just going to cancel those pendings off. I still like this short, but I might wait. Right, so we're up at ADR on the NASDAQ now. So what I might try and do is get some shorts on the NASDAQ when we get some weakness starting to come through. So I might just watch this for a bit and see if we can get some movement to the downside on this. We're getting extended now. When will you trade on the DOM order book again? I don't know, Max. I'm not into futures at the minute. I had lots of futures accounts, and I'm just, the trouble with futures is it's very, very labor intensive for the reward. The reward is great, but I'm waiting for a decent prop firm to come along. So there's a prop firm at the moment on here called Take Profit Trader. These guys are the only futures prop firm with instant withdrawals at the moment. So I like them. But the trouble with all futures is the drawdown. You're scalping. You're always scalping on futures. You can't hold overnight, so you've got to scalp. If you're forced to scalp futures, you're forced to scalp the opens. Again, I'm going to go back to the Forex funds statistics, yeah? The least profitable pair was US 30. The second least profitable was the NAS. The third least profitable was the DAX. Scalping indices is hard. When you are forced, even with micros, it's hard, isn't it? Because you can't get out. You can't hold. You've got to get out of your positions fast, even with micros. With micros, it's very hard going and takes an awful long time to get anywhere. You're scalping ticks, which is much more difficult. Much more difficult. I haven't changed the time on this. Whoops. I just realized this account is the NASDAQ account. I haven't changed the times, so it's trying to trade the pre-market open. That's a silly thing to do. I'll just keep an eye on that. So we're still pushing on the Dow. So yeah, I'm just not trading futures at the minute. I do like futures a lot, but is there an example to show show how the mechanics works of what, Biko? The accounts mechanics of what? Just looking at my Forex funds after your answer from this morning to my funded account comment. Is there an account you would say is the best to start out with? What, with my Forex funds? So yeah, just do the evaluation. Simple, straightforward. Rapid is very low payouts. Very low cost, very low payouts. Yeah. So you get paid straight away. You get paid 12%. So imagine making 10% on an account. On it, if you got 100 grand account and you made 10% on it, they will give you $1,200. No thanks. Give me 80% of it, 95% of it. And accelerated is basically instant funding. So 50K account is going to cost you 2,450. Yeah. 5% drawdown on that is 2,450. So basically what you're doing is you are paying to get the drawdown. Take that money and go and trade it on your own account. It's exactly the same thing. No point in doing that. So do the evaluation. This is the most economic route to market. Yeah, 100K account is $500. 10 of those is $5,000. $1 million of funding. You're gonna pass one or two of those evaluations depending on how you're trading, and then you just use those. So just the normal evaluations. So I'm catching up. Trading is pretty fun. My goal is $100 in profit a day. Made that yesterday and lost $100 due to me going to the shops during the news. Yep, that'll be a problem. Going to the shops is always a losing strategy. Gold is definitely moving down slowly. Hopefully I can hold to the 1909 till Friday. Yeah, we should get some US dollar strength. It's just not starting at the minute. It's struggling. Pound US dollar. You know, this I've just got stopped out on this pound US dollar here. We've been sitting sideways now for half an hour. I was getting in and hoping, what I was anticipating was that sort of movement at the open, and that's what we've got. So got a little bit of selling starting to trickle in on the Nasdaq now. So I'm just going to watch the potential short entries here because we're up at ADR. We should get a pullback. David, did you not run the 15-minute pre-market this afternoon? I did. Not on this account, no. This account should have triggered it. As you can see, it's got the pre-market order for the short in. The long was in there as well. But I didn't have any margin because I had a pound US dollar, which is eating all my leverage. So I couldn't take it on this account because I didn't have any margin on it, unfortunately, but I'd have traded it. Yeah, I'm out already. I was out. Mine is running at a 4 and a 1.5. So what's that? 44. So that would have been 65-ish. So I was out up here with my 1.5. My 4 is running with a 200 stop. Sorry, no, it's not running with a 200. Oh, maybe, hang on, 110. It's running with a 45 stop. So I don't, no, I've been stopped out. So I would have had a TP and a TP stop out. So I'm out there and there because I'm using 110 ADR as a trading stop. Stuart, I pulled Raja Banks up one day. He said he's trading multi-million-dollar account and he was shivering in his box room because he had no heating switched on. Yeah. I guess that is something legitimate to pull someone up on, isn't it? If you're a multi-millionaire trading $1 million account, surely you can afford the heat. I've got the heating on. I'm spending £500 a month on my heating at the moment because I live in the UK and we're getting taxed to death. You can do micros, yeah, we're talking about that. And it's just down to how much I want to spend on the evaluation account, Keith. Yeah. I'm aiming to use the market reversal EA on it. Yeah. So if you're going to use a reverse alerts EA, this is the reverse alerts EA trading this account at the moment. So just use a wide stop. Yeah. It's very difficult to position trade, but you can do a hybrid. This is kind of my hybrid. I'm putting a 1 ADR stop in the market and I'm trying to take enough a day to get sort of 1 or 2% in the bank when we get decent moves. So I'm kind of hybrid position trading. You could do it half an ADR as well. Basically, every trade you put on, Just, if you're going to go long on something, don't go like that. Yeah, use 0.5% risk. Don't go like that. Go with half an ADR. Because if this thing does that for an entire London session, which is quite normal, you're still going to be in it. And then when New York goes Tonto, that's a 1R, isn't it? Half an ADR move is 1R. If you're risking $250 on half an ADR stop, half an ADR move is easy. 58% of the time, yeah, we trade within ADR. So we're only asking it to go half an ADR in our direction, aren't we? A very, very high probability of it managing to do that. But if you put it right under the stop, you're going to get stopped out. Right under the low, you're going to get stopped out. Got an inside bar formed. So I'm just going to put a sell stop underneath that candle. Decent size stop for this market at the moment. See if I can get a short on. Most people don't understand I got screwed on it. Different than the funded trader. My Forex funds drawdown rule. What were we talking about there? Oh, I see the mechanics of the drawdown rule, yeah. You didn't get screwed on it, Biker. You just didn't understand it. It's very, very clearly laid out in the admin area of my Forex funds. Every morning when you log into your admin area, it says your max DD, it says there in numbers, is 95,500, for example. And then it gives you your max drawdown based on your open equity balance, which might be 94,790 or something. It gives you these two numbers. Do not hit those in the day, basically. Closed and open positions cannot exceed those levels. If you exceed them, you exceed them. That's it. You're done. Shorting NASDAQ. Trying to, possibly. Testing the lows of the inside bar. I haven't actually got a downside target to aim for here, so this is a little bit risky. There's only that propulsion gap there, really, at the moment to aim for. This one's already been tested and run from, so and then we're obviously back down to the news. So there's not really any obvious spots to the downside to go for at the moment. Different than the funded trader. Yeah, they're all different. Big Papa, got to go. Today, my crystal ball prediction is not working. I need to do some maintenance. Yeah. Is gold the most affordable to trade, lowest price? I don't know. I don't look at costs of trading at all. They're a cost of trading. Accept them, get on with it. Don't make any decisions on your instruments based on what it costs to get in and out of them. Just get in and out of what you think you can trade. I spent a long time focusing on how much commission a broker charged, what their spreads were, all these calculations. And I watched a video one time where someone said something like, if you changed your broker and their spread was 0.7 instead of 0.1, if you tot up the amount of money you would have made or saved over a period of a year, you'd have made $27,000. They're obviously assuming I'm going to keep a 100K account for a year or something ridiculous. It just doesn't make, to us normal human beings, cost of trading is the cost of trading. I get in, I get out, and I bank. And if it's cost me $2 to get in or $4 round trip, that's what it's cost me. Looks like we're getting some sellers. Well, that's what I thought. It looked like it. What's that pound US dollar up to? If that's come crashing down, I'm going to cry. No, it hasn't. It's still going sideways. Tough market today. If you missed the opening range breakout pre-market, which was there, your 5-minute ORB, you are in profit on it, but it's it's just not going anywhere today, is it? It's tough. Tough. Looks like we're getting some selling. Oh yes, sorry, I just read that comment. Can we have some thumbs up, please? We've only got 46 thumbs up. We've got 120 people. I'm just going to whiz through all these ADRs quickly. We're still buying. I'm going to keep this in place because this is now a control candle. Control candle meaning that we've not managed to break out of it yet. So a break to the upside would trigger longs, break to the downside trigger shorts. I'm not going to take any longs up here at ADR. We're too extended. I don't want to get long. I want to get short and play the mean reversion. We're too extended to the upside, so I'm looking to pull back. But obviously, if that candle breaks the high, then I'll reevaluate and cancel that pending off and move it somewhere else. Yeah, so I'm just going to run through those ADRs again. So Aussie dollar Swiss has come off of yesterday's high. Let's just move that down there like that so we can see. So yeah, Aussie dollar Swiss, we've got a reversal there at yesterday's high. So we're putting in a reversal there. Again, no targets to the downside because we've got this stupid whack and great candle that took out the lows. So potential reversal on that one, although I'd be wary because they're piling out of the Swiss franc. So Aussie dollar yen, we've just got the reversal alert. Very glad I got out of my yen long. Tim, I hope you got out of your yen long. Reversal alert M pattern on that one at 150 ADR. It's loads of buying coming in. I can hear it. Okay, so we're getting absorbed at the highs. So all that buying you could hear in the background, I assume you can hear tick strike, but all that buying you heard in the background, we're not making new highs. So the sellers are absorbing every order that's being thrown at them at the moment. So if this doesn't crack, I suspect that the buyers, as they can't make progress, will puke their orders, which will become sellers and then will jump. So that's what I'm looking for, is basically that big strong candle down. Thanks for the follow. Sorry, I missed Aggressive Gaming and Milind Kankapure. I missed you as well. Sorry. And Dilip. No, that was 4 hours ago. Lucas. Afternoon. So we're just getting the highs are still getting absorbed. Still. Watch that in a minute. But yeah, Aussie dollar yen, nice M pattern reversal. 150 ADR starting to come down. Targets to the downside. That's not painted properly, is it? What's that? That's not a propulsion gap. So yeah, and we target to the downside is obviously all the way back down to there. But again, we've just taken out the highs. So if we're going to continue to pile out of this move from yesterday or from the last couple of days, we've potentially got a move continuing to the upside. So ADR reversals, I'm always looking for a quarter of an ADR as a target. So in this case, it's 25 pips to the downside. So your entry's there. 25, you're looking somewhere down there. Just a quick scalp. If you want to hold it longer, obviously you can break even the trade and hope you get a flush and a rally, but don't get too greedy on these because the ADR hits to the upside means there's been a lot of buying. If there's been a lot of buying, you're basically going against the trend, current trend. So when you're getting into a mean reversion trade, you are trying to revert back to the mean of the move of the day. Yeah, you're not trying to capture a 20-to-1 drop. You're just trying to get a little bit of money out of the market as they take profit on the provision of the move they just made. CAD Swiss reversal alert's far too far away on that 125 ADR. CAD Yen reversal alert nice and tight up at resistance. So we tap straight up into this area here, and nice pullback coming off of that. Again, big strong move to the upside. So market structure is now broken. So that was our high, low, high, low, high, high, low, high, low, kind of in the middle there. But yeah, pushing up, pull back, push up. Watch these areas here for potential pullbacks into this area. I might change the color of this because we can't actually see a thing, can we? Let's go orange. There you go. Now you can't miss it. Yeah, so watch these highs potential. This was previous support. Turned resistance. Retest, got stuck, pushed through. So ADR, quarter of an ADR is 27 pips. That is 45. Still more buyers coming in. I'm not going to get into this short. We still haven't made it though out of this high look. So we've double topped it. Exactly, double topped it. I'm kind of tempted just to hit the sell button. They're just really not getting through this level. I've got a feeling they're just going to give up and drop. So this candle here, yeah. We're stuck 20 minutes sideways within this range. So it's a range breakout. No, can't get through. Lots and lots of buying. You can hear it coming in over and over again. More. It's just failing. There's an iceberg order sitting here, just absorbing every single order thrown at it. It's either going to get run over and he'll puke and will pop, or he's going to hold that level and the sellers are just going to puke and will drop. One or the other. Certainly can't make it through the highs, can it? At the moment. So potential trade here. Obviously, this is the safe trade that I'm taking. If you want to take an aggressive trade, sell stop underneath this low, this candle. So assume that we came down, we didn't break those lows. The buyers are buying, they're coming up into this level. They cannot make it through that level. If we now make a lower low, it means that the buyers have given up potentially. We get in there, yeah. When we do break that level, all the buyers stops are going to trigger. They're going to become sellers and we're going to get a flush. So the trade would be to get in on that candle when that candle low breaks and add a second position there. And then you want to get your stop to break even as soon as possible. Hit the break even average button, get straight to break even as soon as you can if we're down here, and hope that we get that sort of flush down to the lows. That's the plan. And stops at the moment up there, but let's see if they have another run up at it. And again, if we were trading futures like Max was talking about earlier, I would be watching the order flow and the order book here. So I'd be seeing where the orders are placed. So if you were looking at something like Bootcamp or you were using Jigsaw Trader, you would see a big white bar here, yeah, which is a block of orders. And every time those orders get taken away, we would get a new order placed there, taken away, new order, taken away, new order. And this is what's called an iceberg order, which is basically an institution sitting there just chucking contracts at it. You buy as much as you like. Every single one I'm going to sell, 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 sell. And eventually you lot are all going to give up. And my order is going to take over because I'm a big bank and I've got 100 million of these and you've only got 200,000. I win. And that's why banks make money. They can't fail because no one's got more money than them. So they just throw money at it until they go, nah, we give up. And then they take over and it's what we call puking. Yeah, buyers puke. If you've been buying that and buying it and buying it and buying it and buying it and buying it, and like me, you run out of leverage, you run out of margin in your account, you physically can't buy it anymore. What's your option? Sell. You don't have any other option. You are forced to sell. And that's what they do. Brick wall. You can hear all the sellers coming in now. These are people getting out of those longs. They're getting out. Can't get higher, get out. Sell it. Jump ship. Of course, the other option is as well, you've got two iceberg orders sitting next to each other. And again, you would see this if you were using futures software. where you got the buyers sitting here with an iceberg and the seller sitting there with an iceberg. Then it becomes a battle of he's got 1 million, he's got 1.1 million. It's going long. He gets another 200K added. It's going short. It literally is that simple. It's the battle of buyers and sellers. If there's more sell orders in the market, and this is why we watch market profile and volume profile in futures, you're watching for where the orders are placed. When you get back to those levels, you tend to come back off of them. It's what we call in the normal world with our retail candlesticks, we call it support and resistance. Oh, why didn't you not get me short? Christ. Have I really not got enough leverage to get in short? I'm not used to trading with low margin brokers. I never bother with margin calculations because I just assume every time I hit the button I'll get filled, but obviously that's not happening. I'm just going to hit sell. I'm not going to be able to get the add-on because there's not enough margin. I've got no margin. I can't add to the position. This is the problem. You can't get in. You can't even scalp in this market. Where's my order gone? Oh no, I've got 200 pip trailer on. Idiot. Sorry, that's my fault. Oh, go away, line. I forgot to change the trailer. Short, sell. There we go. Right, I'm in now. Right, here we go. So that was the puke. This is the puke happening now. Everybody that's been buying this and buying this and buying this, they ain't getting anywhere. We've come back down. All the triggers are going to hit the shorts. So now we get that nice big downward candle. Pull back into it. Add to the order. So the sellers who are now running these guys over will have orders placed all the way up here, ready for when we push back to add to their positions. They're in control, running all these guys over. I would normally have 2 positions on now and be sitting in something like 2% margin profit, but because I'm trading with stupid fivers, I couldn't even get 0.7% on. Well, I'm not bitter. One of those days today, it really is. So yeah, sorry, we're looking at the ADRs, weren't we? Before I was so rudely interrupted by the sellers. We just turn the crickets down a little bit because they're a little bit overwhelming. CAD yen, shorts. So that's obviously coming off very, very nicely. Swiss yen, what's that? Aussie dollar yen, RSI high alert. We know that. Swiss yen's already played out. So the 5-minute reversal alert on that is just happening. That can't be right. It's up here. MT4. So there's your reversal alert. Retest, drop, market structure. That propulsion gap would be a good sell. Somewhere down to there. But you've already, you know, if you're in there, you're not out yet. You've got 30 pips basically as a minimum on this. 36 now. What else we got? Euro CAD. That's come off of ADR. There's no reverse alert on that. It's too far away. Euro Swiss. The reverse alert. Why is this not redrawing? This is broken, this MT4. There's your reversal alert. That's where I would look to target. So if you're going to use a stop on this, it's not very exciting. Euro yen, that's reversed and retested and starting to come down. So there's a nice little accumulation drop. Huge propulsion target on this. So you got this accumulation break. Didn't break that high, but that's where you'll be coming back down to at some point. Pound Swiss. That's not given a reversal alert yet. It's a bit of a mess, this one, isn't it? So it's only just extended on this one. We just put in an uneven M pattern. So you wouldn't have had a reversal. You don't get a reversal until down there on that move. So this is a much tighter entry, this second one. You got a propulsion gap there. There's nothing much else to target to the downside. So this is a short though, pound Swiss. So looks good. Whoops. Yeah. So we got retail sentiment all long on this. So it's a short. Oh no, there's a buyer's coming in now. Look. Back to break even. Okay, so this is where I would expect sellers to start to step in. So there's your reversal alert short. So if this candle, so what we were looking at on this blog, yeah, what they were saying, yeah, in here, where are we in the blog? Right. So of the 80% who had stop losses, 99% of them, these are people that are successful in prop, have trades closed before their stop loss was hit. Yeah. So where I am sitting here right now, I was just about to say, if we push back up and we close back up there, I would invalidate this trade. So I would close this trade here rather than let it hit my stop loss, which means I'm only taking just under half of my normal loss that I would expect to take on this trade, half of my risk. If the trade that you're looking at and what I'm expecting to happen based on this, I would expect the sellers to step in here. So this candle should close bearish, certainly shouldn't close above that high. And ideally, I want a lower high to be put in. Ideally, I want a lower low to be put in. Yeah. So when you look at it, if I close back above here or above there, close the trade out. Because the likelihood is this was a profit take move. And that. You got some institution doing a fake move. So good statistic that. Yeah, if you get into a trade and it doesn't look like it's working, get out. Makes sense, but trying to do it obviously is another thing. Pound yen. Scalping, very important. Because scalping, you're just trading chop. You're trading randomness. So obviously you can't have too much faith in any trade you take. Pound yen, it's already played out, or starting to play out. Short. That was off of 125. New Zealand dollar Swiss. It's only at 100. That's just starting to wobble up there, but no reversal alert on it. No New Zealand dollar yen, that's a 175. That's come off of, 150. Nice tight reversal alert. Coming down. US dollar CAD. 100 ADR reversal alert. I'll be a bit wary of this US dollar. It's too weak, isn't it, at the moment? We got a strong CAD as well. So it is a long, though. This is the long of all longs, isn't it? The US dollar CAD. Everything is long. That's a lovely little opportunity to get in long that. Hourly RSI extension. Fundamentals are all long. Propulsion gaps are all filled. Coming down to potential support. So if this pushes down any further back into 125 ADR, you're going to hit this support where we're going to have a load of limits trigger. And we'll also be even more extended on the RSI. Expecting this to go long, but why is this US dollar not powering up on these CPI figures? Just got to be careful. It's very difficult. Limiting UK energy profits tax. Okay. So yeah, I'll be a bit careful with it, but I like this down here. It's only just got extended on 100 ADR. Reversal alert's obviously nice and tightening. So if this comes back and retests, yeah, so the structure should go like that. So if we get the retest, that'd be a nice long entry. US dollar yen, or you could just jump in now. as it's coming down. Buy as it's coming down, not going up. US dollar yen, not going to get a reversal alert. It's too extended, too fast. And US dollar's coming down. Why is my pound US dollar then not gone anywhere? I picked the only pair. This is the third time, isn't it? Second time this week I've done this. I've picked the one pair that literally just didn't bother to move. Okay, so we close bearish. Pushing up. If we basically get above that high, this is over. So I'm out. Let me just catch up on the chat. How do you do that pair chart of running, trade, and profit for all days? How do you do that pair chart of running, trade, and profit for all days? I don't understand, Zach, what you're saying there. Pair chart of running, trade, and profit for all days. Don't know. I don't understand that. Sorry. What about Aussie dollar yen? What about it? Hang on a sec. Just want to hear, rather see. See if we can make any movements above that high. No. Okay. So they are holding the highs at the minute. Not very convincing though, is it? I would have expected this to gone straight down from here. We're extended. We're over 100 ADR. I would expect if this is going to be a pullback, i.e. a profit take on the move, I'd expect it to be a little bit quicker, but going into lunch a bit, I suppose. So, Aussie dollar yen. Covered that, haven't I? I've just covered that. I'm way behind on the chat. From your experience, have you noticed any major differences in the way the DAX and the NAS behave? What, over the last day, month, year, quarter, 5 minutes since my life began? That's a little bit of a vague question, Mumo. They change all the time, yeah. If you want to know how they change, stick them on your chart. Look at the daily. Look at what happens in a bear market and a bull market, and stick the ATR indicator on your... Oh, wrong one. Wrong way. Stick the ATR indicator on your chart. Oh, I haven't got any bull market. Let's go in the S&P. There we go. Yeah. So this is what we call a bull quiet market, or bull calm. Yeah, look at the ATR. And then look what happens when we go into a bear market. ATR spikes, because bear markets are volatile. We call bear volatile market. We're coming into, this is a bear calm. Yeah, and we're back in a bear calm now. So price is contracting down. So the only thing you really will ever notice is that price will contract as we go into a bull market. So this is a good indication that we are potentially starting more of a bullish run. But we've had many attempts at starting a bullish run, and they've all failed. COVID. Look what happens to ADR and COVID. Huge. But that's the only real differences. Other than that, it moves up and down, like everything else. As long as it moves up and down, you can make money. Not that easily, but I think I'm going to get stopped out on this. This is just one of those days, just hard, squeezy, nasty day today. On David, on live personal account, for someone wanting to position trade, what would you consider being your favorite set file to run? Hedging, mean reversion, or trend pullback? Mean reversion I run H4M5 now. H4 is just safer. So, you know, when you look at all the strategies on the website there, when you look at H4 mean reversion, take the 80 level as an example. Probably not the best in the world, is it, to take the 80 level? But let's lose it anyway. Oh, it's the S&P. Yeah, let's go for an FX play. So if you take the 80 level, when you get extended, so let's lose 75 because we haven't got that many 80s either. Forget that. That was Liz Truss. So there, end of Bailey's bailout, pullback 75, and then again, that's a 75 there. That's just about a 75 there and there. Didn't get one there. This is 75 because it's easier. One there, down. So when you can see what I'm saying, the vast majority of the time, it's quite hard to get squeezed at the 75 to 80 RSI on the 4 hour. There, accumulation drop. That one obviously was a little bit more squeezy. You would have got into a few positions on that one before you exited. There, short, there, short, there, long. Although I wouldn't be buying the pound at the moment based on fundamentals. So I mean, if you look at this H4 mean reversion, you can take every single one on H4 really and be fairly safe. You would have got in here long at a scaled in, what are we, 41 pips. From there, you'd have taken a second somewhere in there. You'd have taken a third somewhere around here. And now you're out with a nice profit. So that's H1 M5, H1 M15, whichever you want to use. I'm stopped out on that. I can tell by the crickets. I can hear I'm stopped out. When you drop down to H1 M5, it becomes a lot more difficult. Extended, not necessarily going to find an exit in there. Squeeze. Entry. Squeeze. Yeah. Entry. You got out of that one. That was all right. Got out of that, no problem. Long, no problem. Probably would have taken that. Long, would have taken that. If I didn't get out there, I would have got in there and got out. There, 75. In, out. Debatable whether you would have been back in there, but you'd have been in, out. That's exactly the same as Tim's trade today. 4 positions exit. So, but you can see how much further extended you get on the hourly chart and how much more erratic it is. So H4 is just safer. That's my bread and butter because it's safer. If you're trading with your own capital on your own account and you get in on H4, if you want to be super duper duper safe, if you set the market reverse alert, say EA up on your account with an H4 80 RSI extension, forget Liz Truss. Yeah, an 80 RSI extension. You would have only had 3 trades so far this year on this instrument. Obviously, 3 trades a year is pretty much one a month. Yeah, 28 pairs, 28 trades a month with 100% strike rate. Yeah, safe, isn't it? Everything else is more risky. So for doing it on prop, no problem, because it's not my money. But if I'm using my money, this is why I use H4M15 or H4M5 as I do now, because it's safer. Yeah. There's a load of buying coming in. We are out of the highs. Oh, they're not making it look. They're struggling here. There's a lot of buying. I've heard nothing but buying while I've been talking. We're not getting anywhere. They're holding the level. Braveheart. I'm done for today. I'm not going to try and scalp anymore. It's not working today. So yeah, I mean, you look at anything. Oh, yen pairs are always dodgy, but Euro Swiss. Yeah, you had one entry, second entry, 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 entry. Yeah, 100%. Safe, isn't it? So that is why I push on the strategies page, you know, mean reversion, and in the mean reversion, I concentrate on H4M15 because that is the safest the safest trade. And the EA obviously automates that whole thing for you. It does the lot for you, so you don't have to worry about it. But you are going to get less opportunities. But it is, if like I say, if someone puts a gun to your head and says you can trade one strategy for 3 months, if you make a loss in 3 months' time, we're going to shoot you. I would go in with H4M15 and I would use 80 RSI. And I would turn around and go, here you go, here's my profit. And they'd say, well, that's only 25% in 3 months. And I go, sorry, did you want more? Is 10% a month and not enough? Warren Buffett, all the investors make that same return. Why do you think they do that? Because they don't use a stop loss and they just get in and out the market when they can make money rather than getting chopped to pieces with a stop loss. Lower time frames, you're trading more chop. So lower time frames, you still will have a very high probability. Not one there. Yeah, but you do not get greedy with them. So they're a perfect example. Look, it's on there. There's the trade. There's the extension. There's the first entry. There's the extension. There's the second entry. There's the exit. Tick. There's the entry first. There's the second entry. There's the exit. In, out. Not greedy. Banking 0.5%. You bank 0.5% every day, you're a profitable trader. 0.5% a day is 10% a month. 1% a day is 20% a month. If you've got 20 grand, 30 grand, 50 grand to trade with, that's your living. Yeah. But this is going to be riskier. You're going to get into more squeezes. Unless you go, and eventually you will get squeezed on stuff. Look, H4, CAD Swiss. Getting in at the 70, 75 level here, squeeze. Getting in at the 80 level here, entry, 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 exit. But, look at how many trades you would have had. 1. This year, 1. But that's 100% strike rate. So, using your own money. If you use H1 and use the 80 level on H1, you're pretty safe. You're going to get a few squeezes every now and again, but H1 M5 with an 80 extension, you're going to be safe. But the trouble is, what happens is people backtest the market reversal alert EA, and they'll backtest this and they'll go, oh, that's really good. I backtest it over 6 months, but it only made 18% or 20% or 25% or something. But you don't realize it's one instrument. You've got 28 of these. Oh, it only gets into a roughly 2 trades or 3 trades a month, does it? Times that by 28. It now gets into 100 trades a quarter with virtually 100% strike rate, excluding a little bit of drawdown control. Yeah. It's backtest. I mean, you can backtest it all yourself. When I use my own money, I'm much more concentrated on, do I really want to take this? Every H1 70 alert I get, so down here, I look at it and I go, right, do I want to take this trade? Yes, in this case, I would have. If there was a 70 extension, for example, there, I'll be looking at it going, do I want to take this one? Well, we've just broken out the lows. Are we at a support? No. I'll wait until it gets down to there. And then I'll look at taking one. And I do. And I'm out. And then I get slammed if I'm not out. But I always look left. And again, all covered in the bootcamp, isn't it? There's a whole slide on look left. Look left. Actually, it's worth looking at that slide, actually. It's easy to find that slide because it's on day 5. Trend signal, trade with confidence, teaching people to trade since 2003. Haven't made any money myself, but I've taught people. Sorry, I don't even know who that is. That was an unfair comment. He might be perfectly good. Oh, where's my look left? Maybe it's at the end of this. No, it's not. Oh, is it not on that day? There's a slide. It's really easy to spot because there's a load of eyeballs in it. I can't find it now. No, I can't find it. Anyway, but yeah, look left. Do you know about looking left? This is H1M5, H1H. Okay, this is the exact strategy. I haven't got it anymore. Oh well, anyway, you know what I mean. Look left. If I get a signal, I get on and I go, does that look good? Nah. Then I don't take it. If I'm using the reversal alerts EA, though, it will automatically get me in. So, you know, and this is where every time you get into a trade, you open it up and go, what have I got on? Have a look at it. Oh, sentiment EA might struggle today by the looks of things. Be interesting to see how this does for the week. Right. So there we have broken out the highs there. Welcome to the market. Thank you for your orders. Have a nice day. Yeah, usual. Nice ORB today, though. If you had enough margin to get onto it, it was a lovely ORB today. So your pre-market 15 was a screamer. Your 5-minute was a screamer. Your 15-minute, you're in it. And it's still going. So every opening range breakout with the opening range breakout EA today was beautiful. The upside. A little bit of a pullback day, though, so might have got stopped out depending on what your settings were, but all good. Yeah, Diamond helped out by calling for it to go long. Thanks, Diamond. You lost me that money. It was all on you. Euro US dollar. Yeah, so Euro US dollar is a short based on US dollar strength. However, on Thursday, you're going to find that is going to possibly pop back up into here. So Euro US dollar at the moment, it's not really set up. It's set up for a short yesterday. So you would have got an entry here, and then you would have got another reversal alert there. So potentially you would have been out of it maybe today. Depends how much you were targeting, really. But 45 pips is at half an ADR, so you got 45 there. So you probably would have been out of it. But you got to be careful this week. Obviously, Thursday is the refinancing rate for the euro. We're expecting a 3.5. There's an awful lot of talk about something different coming out here, and I'm hearing more and more and more. And usually when you hear a lot of news, it's got legs. So the market has factored in a 3.5 on the euro. Yeah, so every move you're seeing the market make at the moment on the euro US dollar is factoring in a 3.5 increase. If we don't get that 3.5 and it comes out as negative, this thing's going to collapse. So right now, I would be looking for shorts on it, just through speculation of what we might get on Thursday. If you look at it from a fundamental perspective, it's kind of neutral because they are both longs. The market is long on both of them on the euro US dollar, so they're range bound. So there's no cop bias. Fundamentals are mixed, and you've got retail sentiment short at the moment, which means it's a very slight long. So there's no real long or short bias, which is why for 2 days now we've been going sideways. So I would be more looking to short it, though, purely from a technical perspective. But yeah, difficult to tell. I'm just going to turn the crickets off because I'm not trading it at the minute. What was your take profit on euro yen? What on this one? I don't use take profits. I got out there. We had a reversal alert up at 125 ADR. So I got out because we were extended above ADR. This is why this is why this indicator exists. Yeah. So the ADR indicator has got 2 jobs. Yeah. It shows me if I'm in a long trade, it shows me where we are getting exhausted and what the odds are of moving beyond these levels on a regular basis. Yeah, so where I got here on Euro Yen, I was looking at this thinking, right, there's a 70% chance roughly of this coming back down again. 75%, 77%, whatever it is. Doesn't matter what it is, it's extended. So there's more chance of it doing that than there is of it doing that. So I had profit on the table, so I took it off. The other purpose for the ADR indicator is for entering ADR reversal trades. So you're trading exhaustion. So again, whenever we get any exhaustion, look at that ADR move and look at that pullback. Yeah. ADR move, pullback. Yeah. So it's just basically, it's telling you that we are exhausted. So there was no TP, there was a signal for me to get out, and the fact that we got a reversal alert here saying market structure is potentially shifting to the downside and we're extended. So it's likely that they're going to take profit on that move, which means we'll pull back. Doesn't mean we're going down. It means they're likely to pull back or do some kind of flag before a new leg up. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. No one can tell you from that point on. No one in the world can tell me where this thing's going to go, whether it's going up or down. We know it's going to move somewhere, but that's my exit. That was the reason for the exit. Not that it helped me much today. Stupid indices today got me. And again, going back to my Forex funds. Least profitable pair, second least profitable pair, third least profitable pair. What do we scalp? The most profitable was Euro US dollar, because that is the pair that is most affected by news events. Therefore, it has the most spiky movement, and that's where everybody makes all their big killings. However, it's the most liquid pair. So therefore, when it's not having news, it's actually quite hard to trade because it doesn't move anywhere, does it? Gold sell. Good man. I reckon you're right. Can ATR be used to screen out sideways markets? ATR or ADR? Well, it's the same thing basically, but no, not really. You could, I mean, no. Usually you get an increase in ATR. If you look at a lower time frame, usually when you get a breakout, you get an increase in the average true range. Can't really tell levels on it, but so when you're going sideways and things, yeah, normally when you get a breakout, look, your ATR shoots up. Pop, ATR shoots up. But what that is telling you is what you can see on the chart. Volatility has increased. I know it has. We've had a breakout. Accumulation, break. Well, there. That's volatility on the news, so that's not really true, is it? Yeah, so you see it, volatility rising, so there, sideways, and volatility going up, ATR going up. So it's just, you know, you can't really use it, or that or ADR, to give you any clues, because it's going to happen. 90% of the indicators you put on your chart are going to tell you exactly the same thing as you can see on your screen with candlesticks, which is why most people trade with naked candlesticks. But when you're trading with naked candlesticks, it's very, very hard to spot things like market structure and exhaustion. So all that my indicators do is visually represent exhaustion. I can tell that's an ADR hit. I don't need the indicators to show me that's an ADR hit. I can tell it is. Just because of the speed of that move, I can tell you that's an ADR hit as well. But this just shows you and alerts you to the fact that it's been there. This alerts me to the fact that there was a large propulsion breakout there. I can see there was a large propulsion breakout there, but this just tells me potentially when we're coming back down, and I'm short on this, where we're likely to find some resistance. So you don't need these indicators. RSI is a little bit difficult to spot in candlestick patterns, but you got an RSI extension there. You couldn't really spot that, could you? Because you don't know when this has moved up there, how much strength there was of buyers stroke sellers. So this you kind of do need on the chart, really, but they all lag price. Everything lags price. There is no indicator that doesn't lag price. Yeah. So when this is up here, this has gone up already. That goes first, that goes second. Moving averages come afterwards. Reversal alerts happen after a structure break has happened. The root of the structure break was the high. You miss all of this. When you get a reversal alert, there's nothing you can do about it. Every indicator will lag price. Yeah. So when we got the reverse alert here, the signal was there. That was a bit of a big one, but there you go. That's a better one. The signal was there. The move started there. We missed all of that. Because if you trade candlestick patterns, you would have taken a short there rather than there. But if you trade candlesticks patterns, you will get stopped out way more, if you use a stop loss, obviously, than you will if you use an indicator that signals when there is really a structure break. Most naked chart traders with a good few years experience will be able to see market structure without using indicators. But when you're new and learning, this is what it's all about, using indicators to just show you, and it's just leading you, it's helping you and helping you to simplify everything. And dashboards obviously simplify the alert process. So if something hits ADR, I don't have to sit here waiting and watching. This thing goes ping, I've got ADR. Well, that one doesn't because that's an RSI dash. That one will because it's ADR. I've set notifications to know when you're live. However, do you know what times during the day you go live? I do. It's the same time every day. 7:50. It's on the live room on the website. 7:50 in the morning for the London session, Frankfurt session, and 2:20. That's wrong. 1:20. I'm not going to change that. I can't be asked. It's 1:20 now, not 2:20, because the clocks have changed in America. In a week's time, when do the clocks change in the UK? Clocks change UK. Is it this weekend or next weekend? Why did that not type? Maybe I should change that on the website. What the hell's going on? Okay. March the 26th. So yeah, it's not this weekend, it's next weekend. I'll change that on the website. So it's 1:20. And then obviously, normally it's 2:20. 99% of the year it's 2:20. We have 2 weeks of the year, 3 weeks of the year where it's 1:20, where it's different. So the rest of the time it's... Basically, I'm here for the Frankfurt Open and the New York Open. I think Zach's question above is about the trade manager dash. Yes, that's right. Okay, so what was the question? How do you do that pair chart of running trade and profit for all days? Right, so that's the trade manager dashboard, which is here. I'll put a link in the chat. So that's just one of the indicators I created to basically manage position trading. So when you're position trading, forget this one because this is just running the sentiment test on the EA. But when you're position trading, you need to know how many positions you've got on, what your exposure is, what lot sizing you've got, and more importantly, where your drawdown is. So when you're running multiple pairs, my focus is always on where the drawdown is. So I'd be looking to do aggressive drawdown control on the US dollar CAD. That's it. I wouldn't even be looking to do it on that, to be honest. It's not really in enough drawdown to worry about it at the minute. But I would not normally be running that. I would be running no more than six, maybe 8 trades at a time. That's too many. Similar to this, look, got 7 positions running because you've got to keep your exposure limited. I'm a little bit overexposed on this because this is a prop account and it's more about getting high risk profit over the line as fast as possible, really, to get the prop past, which is annoying me because I feel like I'm doing that at the moment. I am doing that at the moment. I'm making those stupid mistakes at the minute on prop. That's because I get bored with it. That's why I love EA. I love just going in hard and passing in a day. That's much more fun. And then properly trade it. I should do that, shouldn't I? I should do an EA evaluation and do it on here. Euro yen is just starting to roll over. Nasdaq's gone a little bit wicky. Just a week. So running out at this propulsion gap. It's finding a few sellers in there. Again, we're likely to get a pull off the highs here. So I might have a look at another option short on this. If I could get some margin on. What I might have to do is just use a tight stop. So run something like, oh God, it's quite tight at the moment. I'll leave it as it is. Stop. Do the propulsion gaps from a long time ago carry as much weight as more recent ones? My WRB indicator seems to fall off my chart after a certain length of time. So if you're using WRB indicator, you can change that. So if you're talking about going on like that and you can't see anymore, just change it. Change the look back, which is the start calculation, to like 1500 or 1000, whatever you want, and it'll draw them further in the past. That's good for back testing. Yeah, just to give you that confidence that gaps get filled. Yeah, but look how long that took. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 trading days, 1 month. Probably a month and a half. Yeah. Larger ones tend to sometimes take a little longer, but that one's pretty quick. But the older ones carry less weight than the newer ones. But they're used for targets a lot. So if you're going to use them for entries, you need to use recent ones like this. So if you're thinking, I want to go long, you want to use them really as fast as you can, because we're looking for a test. So within a couple of days. So in here, that would have been a good short entry, this candle here. In fact, even the candle before it, potentially. So we're looking at, this isn't a very good propulsion gap though. That's an A shape. That's not an accumulation. So your propulsion gaps, the ones you want to pay attention to. Here you go. Here's a good example. Look, accumulation, break. That is the propulsion gap that has the weight. The accumulation, break. Because this is saying there's sellers, there's buyers coming into the market. What this is saying that we are selling. We know we're selling. This is just harder selling than normal, but we're already selling. So the ones that where are accumulations, where there's an equal amount of buying and selling, and then we break out, those are the most important. You see the test of that one, yeah, there, drove it down. So the test was really recent. This one, that's not a very good one, but the test was fairly recent. The older it is, the more likely it is to get run over. But the older it is, the more likely it is to act as a target. Up here, nice head and shoulders pattern forming. Right shoulder break, target. Very rare you see a head and shoulders work, but that one did. Yeah. But it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days to get there. That one took, well, it wasn't really one, but they still get filled. They will always get filled. Whenever there's a propulsion move, part of the reason these get filled is because of the speed of movement. What's happening is you've got institutions driving very, very, very fast and hard in one direction. They have to get out of these trades. Yeah. And often what you find is in here, you will have institutions left behind wrong-footed. So as you get such a hard propulsion gap, you'll find a lot of short sellers in here that will get stuck in their trades. And they won't have opportunities to exit. So what they will do is they will scale into those positions. And when they can, they will drive price back to those areas to exit these positions while making profit on the positions they take higher. Funnily enough, it's exactly what we do in position trading. It's the same concept. Why can't I find any? Sorry, I'm on the wrong chart. That's why. Yeah, so it's the same principle as the position trade. I'm just trying to find one that's got multiples. I'm just trying to think of one that I've taken that's got multiple entries, like 3 or 4. That's only 2. It's 2, but I mean, it's the same thing, yeah? So you see this move here. So I was a seller. Price moved too fast for me to get out of my sell position, so I added another sell position. But when I came down, let's say there was a propulsion gap here, right? When I came down, all I did was I made profit on that trade, but that trade I made a loss on or broke even on. That's what they're doing in these propulsion moves. When you get left behind as an institution, you don't have to make profit on that position, because what you will be doing is you will take in additional positions because your position is a short. And what you will do is when the market moves back down again, like it is at the moment, you'll take profit on that one. You'll take profit on that one you'll take a loss on. The overall position is a tick. So these propulsion gaps, the larger they are when they get left behind, it doesn't matter how long they take to get there. You will find there will be institutions wrong-footed in there. But when they got wrong-footed in there, they will be exiting here on that and that. And they will just use these to get rid of that position. But overall, you will find the profit on the position overall, yeah? Position trading, it's the same thing. And this is the concept behind orphaned, what we call orphaned gaps. They will always find a way back, unless it's a fundamental shift. And in which case, then they would take a loss fast in here and just go, no, we're alongside of this and get out. And they'll take a loss. There's another reversal potentially there. Yeah, so I might take that short. There you go. There's a really good example of a recent one, recent test. Look, propulsion gap, push, add. Yeah, that was my short. Yeah, this is it. Look, remember I was commentating on what was going on under the hood here with the iceberg order. The iceberg order basically holding, and everybody that's long giving up and going puke, I'm out. Right. So they got out of those positions. Everybody that was in that iceberg got enticed into a short position. Everybody that saw that happening went short. They ran straight into buyers who broke that propulsion move there, and they added into their position and stopped those sellers in their tracks and pushed back against them. But the amount of selling that went in to stop those buyers getting through there, these guys were exhausted. By the time they got here, they had nothing left and they got run over. And that's exactly what happens. Yeah. That's not a very good propulsion gap. That's not an accumulation. But you can see what's happening is we're buying hard in the market. We're pulling back. We're adding into the positions and we're going further. Yeah, if you watch a trader trading a ladder, a professional institutional trader trading a ladder, you will see them sitting there and price will come down the ladder. They'll hit the bid. Price will pop up. It will come down. They'll hit the bid. Price will go up. It will come down. They'll hit the bid. Price will go up. And they'll keep doing this. And eventually price will go that. And they'll go out. It's exactly what you're seeing unfolding in the candlesticks. This is 5 minutes worth of institutional ladder selling and buying. Same thing. Just the mechanic. You need to understand the mechanics of buyers and sellers and how it works under here. And this is what the reversal alert shows you. Yeah. When that triggers, it means that the buyers that have been in control of this market for a period of time have lost control. Whether or not the sellers can take control, we don't know. If it comes back up into here and pushes back down again, we get a retest arrow. And that is a market structure shift. Yeah, these are ugly. That is a perfect market structure break. If that comes down here now and then pushes back up, you get a retest arrow. They add to their sell positions. We want to be on board with them. Yeah, this one here is perfect. Perfect example. Yeah, sellers are in control. Yeah, they come down to here. The buyers take control. Break structure. We push up. Because we've pushed so hard, the sellers run out of steam. The buyers try to push back into propulsion. The buyers add into their positions and push harder. Market structure starts to go long. Yeah. There's a lesson in market structure you didn't expect. When I wrote that, it had just broken short. Really? Sorry, Diamond. It's really bad. I'm about half an hour behind on the chat all the time. ANC short squeeze technical analysis. I need a 1 to 20 now, please. I'm going to trade my rent money. Go for it. Good luck. Why not just go and put it on a horse? You've got a 20 runner race. You got a 1 in 20 chance of winning that. Get better odds as well. Can at the reversal alert indicator 2 times happen when a bullish reversal? So I get bullish reversal filled, and then market drops further for 20 candles later. I get again a bullish reversal filled. Yeah. So the indicator draws in market structure. Market structure shifts. So you would have had a market reversal alert in there, and then it pushed down, made a new low. So it drew in the next structure break. It draws in structure breaks, yeah? So your structure break there. If it pushes up above that high, that structure break is invalid. So it'll draw the next structure break up there. It's a signal indicator. It signals a structure break. Market structure shifts all the time. They're not all going to hold. The higher up the time frames you go, the more you will find structures hold. Yeah, there was a structure break in there. There. You had a reversal alert there. Didn't hold. Pushed down, made a new low. We got a new structure. Structure broke. That one held. That one failed. It's a signal indicator. Yeah, like all signal indicators. A moving average crossover is a signal indicator. If it goes like that, that signal will go back the other way. And you wait for the next signal. Signals are one part of a system which you need in confluence with other indicators or other parts of systems to make them work. Is there any discount going on to buy an indicator? No, they don't do it on MQL5. I've asked many times for coupon codes, for 2-for-1s, for discounts, for all sorts of stuff. They just don't do it. Head and shoulders are until they are raised left hand. That's a good way. I've not looked at head and shoulders like that like before. I can't remember what it was when we were looking at head and shoulders, but 90% of head and shoulders will fail. Just trying to see one that's failed on them. There you go. Here's a failed head and shoulders. That's just an accumulation. It did actually work in the end. But yeah, failed head and shoulders. That's a child drawing of a hand, isn't it? Upside down. That bloke's upside down is a bat. Oh, it's a comedy afternoon, isn't it? Nothing's going anywhere, so all the ADRs are playing out beautifully. All the RSIs are playing out. So there you go. Everything we've got into this week is kind of playing out. Am I still in pound US dollar? No. No, I'm out of that. Stopped out of that pound US dollar on the I got slipped. That was my entry break even. They slipped me all the way down to their $140 loss because of slippage. Oh, you get right. Look at this. Remember the short I took? Remember my stop out? Where are we now? All right, stop losses. Stop profit. There you go. That's what happens when you're forced to use a stop loss. And we would have just triggered my additional. So I had additional short there and I had additional short here. So I would have been in 1, 2, 3, and just getting into my 4th short. Probably in about $1,000 of profit. No, not that much. Probably about $600 of profit or something. Not my day today. Right, I've got to go. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 7:50, and I'll also be back at 1:20 tomorrow afternoon for the New York session. I will be in the Telegram group if you need anything. Other than that, go and watch the bootcamp if you haven't watched it already, and have a look around the website. Give us a thumbs up. I've got 77 thumbs up, 75 people in here, which isn't bad, considering we started streaming 2 hours ago. I haven't bored that many people to death, have I? What about taking out 80% and let the rest run? Then I'm going to have a tiny little trade running, aren't I? I don't take partials. I don't do partials. I don't see the point. I'm either in, I'm out. I'm either making money or I'm losing money. I'm not taking coffee money. I was trying to think of something clever then, as you could tell by the pause, and I couldn't. Everything into my mind was rude and I couldn't say it. Right. I'll be back in the morning, 7:50. Overnight news, we haven't got anything to worry about overnight. The news is 12:30 for the budget tomorrow afternoon. So I'll be watching that because it affects me. I need to know how much my wine's going up by. And then we got PPI at 12:30, and then I'll be on at 1:30 to see what's happened with PPI. So a lot of potential movement again on the US dollar tomorrow. We got very little off of CPI today, but it was as expected. So the market obviously has factored in and priced that in. The market has factored and priced all this in. So we get a positive move. It means we'll probably get a move up there. If we get a negative, we'll get a move down there. So we'll see what happens with the news on tomorrow afternoon. But again, half an hour before market open, we've got the news tomorrow. And then we've got GDP overnight tomorrow as well. But once that's over, all over to the euro and the Australian dollar. So tomorrow's the last US dollar move. So market's positioning itself, as you can see, a lot at the moment. We're getting out of all of this yen that we got into and all this Swiss franc stuff. It's all out. Look, done it. V-shaped recovery. ADR is just starting to pull back now. So yeah, everything's played out. So it's all good, isn't it? All right, have a good one. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7:50 and obviously 1:20. And I'll be in the Telegram group till then. If you need anything, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.